Got to be something in there, surely. Surely, Christ. Hello everyone. Just a short one today. I get asked quite a lot about this guitar. What is it? Is it stock? Is it an R2? I didn't know you could get an R2. Is it original? Is it an original 52? Have I tampered with it in any way? One viewer in particular actually noticed, he watched my video when I first got this guitar, and he says, how come it was pristine condition and now it's beaten up and got cracking and all that kind of stuff? Have you reliced it? So here's the lowdown on this guitar. So firstly, no, this is not an original 1952 guitar. This is part of the special limited run of 564 guitars. Yeah, 564. They were made by Gibson in the year of Les Paul's death. So Les died in 2009, and to celebrate his lifetime achievements, they made 564 of these in the year 2009. So they made 6 guitars for every year that Les lived. But with one difference, they put on his patented design trapeze. Anybody who knows about real 52s, the strings go underneath because at a funny neck angle and the bridge sat quite high and the strings would go underneath so you couldn't pan mute. So that's what this is, his bridge but Gibson's guitar. I obtained it a couple of years ago, something like that, and yes, it was pristine condition, stunning, and now it's not. I'll put up a few photographs as I'm speaking, close-ups of this guitar. So as you can see from the photographs, this is my dirty little secret I'm going to divulge. I've never spoke about this before on my channel, but I have a habit of relicking my guitars. There, I've said it, it's out. I feel like I'm at Alcoholics Anonymous. My name's Paul Cook and I'm a relicer, a serial relicer. So I now expect my subscriber count to start going down the way. Just as I was hoping to get to 10,000 at some point this year, it'll start dropping like flies. Yes, it's a divisive issue, relicking guitars, especially when you consider my dad's collection. His, if you haven't seen his video, check it out. I think it's called My Dad's Amazing Guitar Collection Must See. It's my most popular video. It's got 360,000 views or something like that. But his collection is the exact opposite. Me, I'm very different. I guess I'm the kind of guy that would put holes in his jeans. I can't defend it. I love guitars that look played in. And yes, it's really silly to relic guitars. You completely ruin the value of them. As soon as I love a guitar and I know it's not going anywhere, then it's ripe for relic. You notice I did not relic my white Stratocaster because I never ever really bonded with that. I thought, let's just keep the sandpaper away from that one in case whereas the Gibson Les Paul Jr. now has a bit of a air duster and hairdryer treatment which cracks the lacquer. So yes, I'm a serial relicer for better or worse. Not something I can defend, I just do it. But I love it, that's what really matters. It gives a vibe for me. I did it with an air duster and the hairdryer, just like Peter and Ori's video, Danish Pete from Anderton's TV. He did that with his gold top. I wish I hadn't, not because I've changed my mind, but because when you do the hairdryer and the air duster on a gold top, the paint splinters, so the cracking occurs in a random way. I quickly stopped, and because I knew I wanted horizontal cracking, so I stopped with the hairdryer immediately and thought, right, I'm going to use a Stanley knife and do it by knife, as a lot of relicers will do, and I prefer what I've achieved with the knife. And then a wallpaper scraper takes that off. At this point there's probably nobody left watching this video. They've all been disgusted by this filthy little habit I have. I've taken sandpaper to finish off the neck, and then you can see, I think that bit might even be genuine because I play this that much. So yeah, I could never sell this guitar now unless I became enough of a hit on YouTube that somebody would specifically want to buy it. So as I was saying, 564 guitars made worldwide. all made in the year 2009. They came back to it in 2013 and did another small run, but not to my taste at all. They had a signature, they had Les's signature on the pick guard. They had a gold silk screen all across the head top, the headstock, and it was all gold on the back. So no, that wouldn't do for me. I'm an old-fashioned dude, so I needed it to look like a 52. So that's what this guitar is. As I say, I got it a couple of years ago in mint condition. It's completely stock as far as I'm aware. Here is a photograph of the control cavity. I can't say what's been done to that. I would imagine that's completely stock, although I'm a bit surprised not to see orange drop capacitors. There's a Bumblebee capacitor in my 59 reissue, but I think it would have been orange drops back then. But anyway, that's what the cavity looks like. I love the sound of this guitar. Sometimes I even think it's my number one, although I talk about my R9 as my number one. This occupies a tonal sweet spot for me that is Telecaster meets Gibson. It is just amazing. And the neck, of course, is nicer than the R9s because it's more of a club. I love these two pickups. The tone, the pots are particularly sensitive. I love that audio taper that you get from some pots. I know there's linear taper and audio taper. These are definitely audio taper, where towards the top you get real extra zing, and when you go all the way to the bottom, it gives you that Roy Buchanan ability to sort of make it like a wah-wah. So I love the pots on this guitar. I love everything about it except the tuning. Intonation has issues here because of this. So in a recent video, you might remember I told you I snapped the bolt off here. You notice there's a bolt there and there's not a bolt there. It hasn't affected the guitar, but I was tightening it thinking I would affect intonation in a good way. Instead it just snapped off. So I was devastated because this is such a joy to own this. So I've purchased from Mojo Axe their replacement. The guy at Mojo Axe so far seems great. He knew the run, he knew the 564 guitars. He said, you want that? He says, you think you want that, but you actually want this. It's a slight difference and it will fit your guitar. It has a lightning bolt here, machined into the alloy to compensate a little bit for intonation. So I'll do a before and after tone comparison because I hope it doesn't change the tone. So that'll come in April because he's got short supplies. I don't know how much it retailed for originally. I think it was done by the custom shop. I love that they had the serial number, but I don't know if you can see. It's got, no, you can't see it. It's got the word prototype, which is what they actually had in, hey, there you are. Can you see prototype stamped into the back of the headstock? So I would imagine it would retail for somewhere between $3,000 and $5,000 when you were buying them, brand new. Mine's probably is worth about £20 now because of the relicking. It weighs exactly 9 pounds 3 ounces. It has the loveliest acoustic tone. It's slightly brighter than the R9, so acoustically compared to the darkness that is the R9. So that's darker to me than this. This has got a zing. So hopefully that answers some of your questions on it. I hope you enjoyed the intro jam. That was the result of me being heavily into Robin Ford over the past 2 years and just being in love with his half step, whole step scale. The way that man plays, honestly, he's my favourite guitar player over the last 2 or 3 years. I've always known about him, but when I saw his performance at Rock Palace on YouTube, it was like bullseye. That's what I would love to be able to play like. and there's little bits in that intro where I'm finally managing to get little bits of that type of thing, where he goes up into these notes that are a bit jarring, that are from the half step, whole step scale. I hope you liked it. I know some of you won't like it because it is a bit challenging to listen to sometimes, but it just blows my head off, that type of playing. I love that half step, whole step thing. And obviously there was bits of Rory Gallagher in there, I hope you noticed that. And there'll be bits of Roy Buchanan, because I cannot get him out of my playing, it's just in there. Anyway, I've babbled enough. I shall see you on the next vid. Take care and happy practicing, everybody. See you soon.